Okay guys, hey guys, Evilzombie here. So today I want to talk to you a bit about food, nutrition. I know we're all kind of in the lockdown phase right now. Nobody can go anywhere. We're all in a quarantine. So what are some simple foods that you can make without eating out? Because restaurants really aren't a thing right now. Well, it's a few simple things you can do. I mean, meat might be a little hard to come by, but some stores easily have that. You can do pick up at Walmart, things like that. So I just want to give you a couple suggestions. So a big staple of any diet, when you're trying to stay healthy, you're trying to eat healthy, junk food is easy to get. Nobody's buying junk food. But healthy food might be a little harder to come by. But I want to tell you a few things. Okay, first, of course, water. That's the biggest thing. Everyone's buying water bottles. I don't know why. Get a water filter for your fridge, or just get like a cheap little water filter, like pitcher thing, and then just drink a lot of water. Water is incredibly healthy. You need it for your body to survive, or else you will apparently die. And yeah, you need to drink a few of those. I drink 3 to 4 of these a day. Normally I get about a gallon a day total, and yeah, water's kind of just essential. It's free if you pay a water bill for your house, of course, but it's really cheap. And you just, sink water's fine. I mean, we have filtered water. It's not going through the water. Our water's not contaminated. I live in California, so I don't know what it's like where you live. If you're someplace like Mexico or Philippines, or a place that has less than optimal water filtration facilities. Like when I'm in the Philippines, my wife tells me, don't drink the water. She tells me don't drink the water, and she's from there. She's native to there, so I trust her. But yeah, if you're somewhere like America where most of the water is filtered, just drink it out of the tap. You don't need to go break the bank trying to buy bottled waters. We're fine. Okay, so a few things that you should have if you're interested in nutrition for fitness. Of course, the staple that everybody trying to get in shape will say is protein powder. The prices actually aren't changing that much on this at all, surprisingly. If you try and find any fitness equipment at all, it's gone. Nobody has fitness equipment anywhere in the world. You can't buy fitness equipment anywhere for at least less than 5 times the price. It's a little ridiculous. But you don't need it to stay healthy. Like I showed you in the previous video, you can use mats and stuff like that. But nutrition is more important than equipment. The workouts are maybe about 10-15% of actual fitness. I would go so far to say is nutrition itself is 80% of your fitness goal. 10% is sleeping, 10% is workouts. The 80% of it is nutrition. Now you can obviously see I'm not like in the greatest shape of everyone. I don't exactly have an Adonis body. That's because I'm a dad. I have a dad bod. I enjoy some foods, and that's about it. But I will do my best to stay healthy and just improve myself. But something, if you're trying to gain muscle, if you're trying not to lose muscle while there's no gyms, if you're just trying to be healthier all around, I can't recommend protein enough. This one is about $40, maybe $36 if you get it on Amazon. Normally Costco has it. Some Costcos are still open. But normally on Amazon, it's a little under $40 for the 4-pounder. It's 4 or 5-pounder, I can't remember. But yeah. That's normally a little under $40, and this is great because it'll last you. This will last you a good while. Normally these have, it says 52 servings on this. Serving size is 1 scoop. I normally do 2 scoops for each time I have protein. That's just me personally. But that's a good one that has this is when if you're not going to go for isolate and you're not going to spend that much money, this is a pretty good one for a basic protein. Has a pretty good protein per scoop ratio, which is kind of what you want to look for. If you want, I'll do another video on how to calculate how much protein you actually have per scoop. I'll tell you I'll do the math for you if you want me to do a video on that. Just tell me in the comments, because I do check my comments and I will respond. Okay, there's also other alternatives for protein, just like these little tiny drinks. They're handy little things. I mean, you just pick them up and then you can just kind of go. You don't need to mix anything. And it's a perfectly fine alternative. There's no problem with that. Okay. If you're also trying, the healthiest way to get some essential nutrients, of course, and also protein, fats, things like that would be from foods. So for proteins and fats, one of the best things you can do is either get chicken, turkey, or eggs. Now eggs are something that's never going to really be out of stock anywhere because the chickens aren't going to stop laying. They're going to continue laying, and any store we've tried to order anything from, they've easily had enough eggs for us. We actually have a lot of eggs because I normally make like 8 eggs for our family at a time, 8, 9 eggs for our family. And we eat a lot of eggs. So eggs are a great thing. You can boil them, you just toss them in your meal prep containers, like 2 eggs in there along with your brown rice and your veggies, and then you're good to go. Eggs are fantastic. They're low in calories. Oh, what is it per egg? Isn't it like 65 calories an egg? And if you're doing macronutrient balancing, they have a little bit of fat, they have a good amount of protein per egg, and yeah, it's definitely a great meal. They're really cheap. That's one of the cheapest things you can get. So if you're trying not to lose your gains, get some eggs. It's not the one-stop solve-all thing, of course. Chicken breast is probably still your best price per performance ratio I guess you can get with food, unless you really like turkey. But to me, turkey tastes gross. You can't make turkey taste good unless you have a lot of sauce, and that comes with sodium. Unless you're just pounding on hot sauce for that thing, you know? I love hot sauce. Not everyone else does. Okay, another thing you need. Your carbs. Now some people, so a lot of people seem to think that carbs are bad. They're not. Carbs are great. You're just having bad carbs. Don't have bad carbs. If you're having chips, that's a bad carb. If you're having lots of starchy things and things like that, no, it's not good for you. Like white rice is a very starchy thing. Have you seen the amount of starch that you can get from white rice? It's ridiculous. But a good alternative would be wild rice or brown rice. The darker the grain, the healthier it is generally. That way you have more minerals, more nutrients. So this is just a good basic one we saw over at WinCo recently. And yeah, check it out. Brown rice. Brown jasmine rice. This is actually very good tasting. This one is one of the ones that tastes pretty good. If you go to a Filipino store, most Asian or Oriental stores are actually owned by Filipinos that I've seen in my city. All of them are. But no, I can even say it just truthfully. Nobody knows rice better than my wife's family and anyone in the town that I've been to in the Philippines, because they know their rice. And of course, nishiki rice is not as healthy, but it's very tasty. But if you're gonna get brown rice, then yeah, this is a pretty good one. She actually likes it. It's good. It tastes nice. It's not too dry. Easy to cook. Normally it's just like 1 cup water, 1 cup rice, and then just push the button on your rice maker. Rice maker's like $15. You can get those anywhere. So, brown rice, you need your carbs. Carbs are energy. Carbs fuel your body. Of course, if you're doing macronutrient balancing, you're either doing high protein, high carb, low fat, or high protein, high fat, low carb. If you're doing the one with fat, you might want some peanuts or almonds or peanut butter. Things like that also to kind of add on to the fat. Or cheese. Cheese is a fantastic way to get extra calcium and get some extra fat in your system as well. Kind of balance out your macronutrients a little better. Like string cheese, why not? It's tasty. Or just get a block of cheddar and just cut off a little sliver of it and just take that and just munch on it. Big part of nutrition, guys, people aren't eating enough. If you're trying to lose weight and you're not, you might not be eating enough because you're starving yourself or you're just not eating the things you thought you're eating. Like measure it out. Like I go to MyFitnessPal and I just do all my calculations on there and I print it out. It works great. Yeah, you gotta keep track of what you eat. Get like a little food scale or something. Just a pocket-sized food scale for like $5. That's what I did. And it works fantastic. It's a great way to keep track of it. That way you can actually keep track of how many grams of everything you eat. Because I can tell you from personal experience, peanut butter is a black hole of calories. It's ridiculous how many calories you can put away with like just a couple spoonfuls of peanut butter, because it's a tasty thing. So you have to weigh it out and be like, okay, that's my 48 grams. I'm done with that. Putting it away. And then just eat slow. I know, some people just aren't eating enough. They're not having their little meals in the middle of the day, because you need to kind of do the same thing with water. When you give your body enough water, it stops holding on to everything it's holding on to in reserve. It's not storing it anymore, so it flushes it. You lose your water weight when you drink more water. This is just a scientific fact. So it's a similar process with food. If you're putting enough good food at not like big meals, but smaller meals throughout the day, consistent. Or even if you're doing intermittent fasting, just from your start time to your end time, as long as you're doing good, healthy foods, but enough to fill up your calorie count that you're required to have. Like, I'll explain macronutrients in another video probably. That takes a lot of effort. Your actual, what's the word for it? The base amount of calories you require per day to function. I'll do a video on that later and how you balance that out, how you figure out what your calorie count is. But basically, I lost my train of thought. Oh, no, but apparently a lot of people are not eating enough to lose weight, or they're eating too little to be able to gain weight when they think they're hitting their mark because of the kinds of foods they're eating. Like if you're trying to gain weight, you have to eat so much food. It's ridiculous. I have to have like 3,000 calories a day to maintain, apparently, according to, I can't remember what the site was called. I'll find it and put it in the link probably. But there's any site I can find for my energy expenditure. TDEE, that was it, Total Daily Energy Expenditure. I think it was .com, TDEE.com. I think that was it. It was like a free place where you can enter your information and get your calorie count that you should be having per day based on your height, weight, body fat percent, and your basic measurements. So it's a pretty good estimate. But you always want to estimate 200 lower or 200 higher calories based on if you want to lose or gain lean. So what you should be doing is counting your food, figuring out what you're going to eat, plan it, because that will be the most effective thing for you. What I do is I get these little Tupperwares. I wanted to get the 2-container ones so I could have a big thing for the, you can get 3 containers if you want, it's fine. I want one for my vegetables, just a big one for veggies, because veggies are obviously very important. You should have a good amount of veggies. And then I have my chicken breast, and I have my brown rice in here. Normally for me, my chicken breast, I always cook it. There's so many different ways you can cook it. If you want, I can show you a few cool ways in a video. Because I just finished this meal prep, but on the next one, maybe I'll record it. But this one, I soaked it in hot sauce first. I marinated it in hot sauce. Then I cooked it in it as well. And then when it was done, I chopped it all up, put it back in the pot, and then I stirred it all up in that hot sauce. That was just a basic red hot one. I didn't like smother it, like drown it in it, so it's not so sodium high. But I just, then I also put a little cayenne pepper on top of it, and then it just came out good. Brown rice, just put it underneath that. Mix it up after you microwave it for a few minutes. But this is a fantastic thing to do. I have 16 containers that I use. And I just, when I'm getting down to the bottom 3, I just make a new batch and then fill them up. And it takes a couple hours on one day of the week, and you should be good. I mean, just buy a pack of these things and you're set. I mean, they should be available pretty much anywhere, and they're dirt cheap. You don't have to go, you can probably get them at the dollar store too, but I don't know if they're open anymore. On Amazon, you can probably get them for, like $10? Something like that for a big pack of them. $15 if you want like a 20-pack of them. I'll put a link in the description for that if you want to see a couple of ideas for what they are. But yeah, these are like the best things in the world, I swear. I love them. But yeah, my basic advice is to just think more about your food. Because I'm not saying like don't eat anything unhealthy ever. I mean, you can obviously see me. I'm not in the best shape of anybody else in the world, of course, but I feel happy. I feel healthy. I feel great. I'm lifting all the time. I got no complaints really. And I do enjoy a few foods. But even the people that are in their best amazing shape, where they obviously have like 5% body fat, every once in a while they will have a cheat meal. And that's something that also can kind of help you look forward to going on a different kind of meal plan. Giving yourself some kind of cheat meal. Something is outside my door over there. I'm going to ignore that. But yeah, I can see a door and something was moving. Which is kind of weird because we're in a quarantine. I'll get back to that later. But yeah, cheat meals are actually something important. It kind of gives you something to look for, and it just kind of makes it a lot easier to turn it into a lifestyle if you're not thinking, oh, I'm never allowed to have this again. Yeah, you are. Just set up one meal a week, maybe a couple meals a week, where this meal, like on a Tuesday for me, we do boom boom chicken. we always do boom boom chicken. We love our hot chicken. It's fried, it's not healthy, it has fries and everything. That one meal every week I will just enjoy. I won't drink the soda, of course, because I'm trying to always drink my water so I don't have any sodium issues. But you can. I mean, if it's a diet soda, it really doesn't affect you all that much for your diet plan every once in a while. See, anything in moderation is fine. If you're trying to really, really be strict, you're going to crash. I mean, you're just going to crash eventually, and that's not what you want. You want to make it into a lifestyle, which is actually a good thing to do right now because we're all in quarantine anyway. So what else are you going to do, right? You going to practice flipping cards into a hat, or are you going to sit down, do a couple of calculations, and figure out a great healthy meal plan that will make you feel way better by summer when we're all allowed to go outside again? I mean, it's a win-win. You spend a little bit of time, and then at the time it's done, you can go outside, and you'll look awesome, and you'll feel awesome. So it'll be good. So if you guys have any ideas, just cool little things, just let me know in the comments. I love to hear from you guys. I love to talk to you guys. It's something I enjoy. Anything about foods, if I find good prices, then I'll just put them, like the Amazon links in the description. Or if you find good prices in different stores, mention it in the comments maybe, because people are trying to find anything right now during the quarantine. And yeah, life is just crazy. So, see you guys later. Have a good one. Bye.